Welcome to part 3 of how to start a cybersecurity career even if you have no experience and potentially maybe just a little experience, but you don't even have any history with cybersecurity and you don't even know what to do. So in the 2 prior videos before this one, I said that the first thing that someone or anyone who's trying to figure out how to start a career in cybersecurity needs to do is you need to first go out there and find some goals, build some goals, come up with some things that you like, and then think about those goals. So part 1 is you need to start to structure some goals and think about some things that might work out for what you might like. And that brings us to part 2 is have a little self-awareness and understand what are the types of things you like to do. What are the types of things that you could see yourself doing for a long period of time? Work tends to be monotonous, mundane. It can be really boring and dry and dull. Like, even with me running a business, I have to do astronomical amounts of paperwork. I have to do litigation. I have to file reports. And this is a lot of work. And for anyone who's doing something that might be also fun, like maybe you find that you enjoy penetration testing, or maybe you find that you really like forensics, or maybe you find that you really enjoy consulting and being around people, or you enjoy managing people and doing security awareness training to teach people how to be more secure. Maybe you like one of these things more than something else. It's important to understand what types of things might you be able to see yourself doing for a long period of time, because burnout is real and it's so easy to get burnt out. You're going to burn out in almost any career if you're not doing something that you can at least stomach, or there's something that you enjoy about the job. And then also things like managers tend to make or break a job more than just about anything else. Management, leadership, who are the people around you? These can be very important things. And also understand, maybe you care more about the money and maximum pay. You might not have the most fun job if you're making the most amount of money. But if you want that cash, then go get that cash. And that's something that's valuable to other people, while others might just want to have the really nice, comfortable job where, great people all the time. Every day is just kind of like a fun day with the crew. It really depends on what sounds right for you. So we need to start talking about step number 3. Step number 3 has to do with starting to figure out what do you like based on training and experiences. It's time to build some easily accessible experiences, and my number 1 recommendation is find some free classes online. If forensics sounds cool to you, look for some free forensics training courses online. There's so many opportunities out there for some free training or some free YouTube videos that someone else put together. I've found some great other YouTube channels, and go check out some of the other people out there and see who is conducting trainings for forensics or something else. It doesn't have to be forensics. It could be you want to get into penetration testing. So maybe you go look for penetration testing YouTube channels, and maybe you go check out just different things. Maybe you try to look into whatever security awareness training is if you like working with people. Maybe you like the idea of consulting. One of the things I've done is I've created some videos. One's called Cybersecurity Jobs, where I talk about the different types of jobs that you should consider. So think about what the job might be and start to think about the different skill sets that might be involved in cybersecurity. That ranges from programming and coding to things like hacking and network architecture and forensics, data recovery, people management, the training of people, teaching people things that are as simple as like don't click on the wrong emails at the wrong time. That's a quality job in cybersecurity and a very important one. And so there are so many different types of jobs out there. You need to start doing some research and see, what do you enjoy doing? Do you like highly structured work? Do you like, things like compliance? The things that I'm talking about, like look up what compliance is, see if that's something you like. Look up what security awareness training is, see if that's something that you like. See if that's something that interests you. And something else you can do is you can go and try to find volunteer work. There's always certain types of companies that are looking for volunteers for certain things. They look for beta testers and alpha testers. You can go and do some beta tests for people who are trying to build cybersecurity solutions. Go beta test people's stuff online. That's volunteer work. You know, like go beta test for a company that does firewall stuff. Reach out to people, call them on the phone, ask them if they have any, you know, work that they'd be willing to let you do for like beta testing and things along those lines. You just look around. You're going to have to do some research, some digging. Those are opportunities beyond, you know, education's easier to find more accessibly. You can find videos online. You can spend money on classes. You don't have to do the free stuff. Even I have a class where I talk about how to start in cybersecurity. It's called Cybersecurity Essentials. If you go to notiapoint.com in the details below, then you can go ahead and sign up for that course. It's an email course. If emails are going to your spam box, then make sure that you tag that email as something that you don't want to go to your spam box, and pay attention to my email course. It's a lot of information, a significant amount of information that might even be just overwhelming. But that's the whole point, is that you can sit there and take your time and process and look at the different types of trainings out there. Learning in general is somewhat of a stressful endeavor. It's a lot to take in all the time for anything that you've never done before. You might have been a person who did rocket science who's now trying to be a marketer. Well, the rocket scientist is like, well, I can do rocket science, but marketing sounds impossible. And trying to do anything new is always a challenge. Trying to do anything new is a journey. So now, take some classes, study. This is where you just need to study a little bit, see what you like. Not so that you can know stuff, but if you look at programming and it's real boring and you don't like Python and code, don't get into things that deal with Python and code. If you don't want to deal with code in general, you want to manage people, look at management jobs. You know, look at training for how to be. There's something called ITIL for people who are more interested in cybersecurity management, where, you know, it's cybersecurity, but it's more on the business side of things. And you could be a person who does marketing for cybersecurity companies and just develop their marketing, where what you're doing is important and you can get paid more in the cybersecurity space doing marketing for cybersecurity, but you don't have to be the technical person who is SSHing into random remote machines and doing all this crazy stuff and fighting viruses and whatnot. So really, step 3 comes down to it's time to study and see what you might have aptitude for. If something's really hard for you to process, or something's really boring or dry, that goes back to step 2. Have some self-awareness. Pay attention to if you don't enjoy doing something, because honestly, burnout is real. I've said that before, but burnout is a problem, and it will kill many careers. A lot of people find themselves 5 years into a career and they thought it would be all these things, and you know, they worked 80-hour work weeks and did all this crazy stuff. You don't have to work 80-hour work weeks to make 6 figures. You just don't. It's not necessary, period, but people do these things and then they burn out, and then they wonder why they're burnt out, because people can't admit to themselves when it's tiring. Like when you're tired, it's hard to be like, okay, I'm tired. I should go to work today, but I'm tired. I'm going to stay home and sleep today. Why? Because that's what I need to do right now, unless I have some really important meeting where someone's depending on me. But if it's like a day where maybe you lose a sick day, I don't know. My point is, pay attention to what sounds good to you and what you like doing, and start studying it. Just doggedly study it, and just don't stop. Let's dig into those books. Go find some more of those programs. So take my free course if you want some more in-depth information in writing form, and some of the information is quite different from this video, so I go way more in-depth there, but hopefully this series is helpful to everyone so far. This channel is Ask Nato. Ask me questions, and I will go ahead and upload as many videos for the questions as I can. It does take time, but it's finally getting to the point where I have so many questions where I'm just trying to crank out all the stuff that I can. And but keep asking the questions, keep them coming. What I might start doing is maybe I'll start making other things that are a little faster to make than videos at some point, like blogs alongside the videos, and just figure out how much content I can crank out. I can figure out how to probably turn this into a full-time thing that can work with my business, something along those lines. So yeah, let's just keep things growing. I'm happy with what everything you guys have done for me and all the questions you've asked and helping really make this channel grow. And I notice some people are like, oh, he doesn't have that many followers or anything like that. And I know this is my earlier days of doing things right now, but this is fun. This is really nice. So keep on keeping on and keep on the support. And I will go ahead and keep making videos for you guys because you guys are worth it. So I'll see you next time in part 4.